नेक्टर नहीं है लगता है भैया।
You know the trick.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you.
Water running free. Let it check, guys. Water running free.
ये बोला लेके गया ये बोला गया
I'm announcing because we don't have getting some good advice on don't eat everything.
हरी बॉल केक केक चाहिए
गोभी जी नेक्स्ट सैटरडे हमारे घर में पूजा है तो
हाँ
प्लीज
वो जस्ट जरूर आफ्टरनून
हाँ
आफ्टरनून होता है ना आपके यहाँ
या
आएंगे जरूर
प्लीज वो वाइफ को लेकर आना
हाँ हाँ
जय श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गोवर्धन धाम की माकुर मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जगन्नाथ बलदेव देवी सुभद्रा की Ganga Mai, Yamuna Mai ki. All goes to assemble devotees. All goes to assemble devotees. All goes to assemble devotees. All goes to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. We want to thank everybody for coming. And we want to extend a special thank you to our host, Bhola Dada and Veena Bhadi. With your permission, we're going to have an extended program tonight because we're doing the installation of Shri Shri Gaur Nitai right here in front of you. Those of you who have not offered Aarti yet, please come forward and offer the Aarti. So, this extended program, if it's okay with the host, after 9, after Prasadam, we would like to have another Kirtan led by Ajit Prabhu and other devotees. Is that okay?
Oh yes.
There is no limit on making noise here?
It's okay.
No? Those of you who have not offered the Aarti, please come forward.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Very good.
Ram Hare Rama, Rama Rama
Your glasses. Take a sheet. Please raise your hand who needs a sheet. It's a Bengali bhajan, but it's written in English. पीछे किसी को नहीं मिला? हाँ?
There's one more. Come on.
Move forward towards me a little bit, then the women will have a little bit more room in the back. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori Swaprasada Swiyadam Sahavatari Swaprasada Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jive Daya Kori Swaprasada Swiyadam Atyanta Durlabha Prema Karivare Jana Atyanta Atyanta Durlabha Prema Karivare Jana Danya Atma Nivedana Gopratve Varana Danya Atma Nivedana Danya Atma Nivedana Gopratve Avasya Rakhibe Krishna Avasya Rakhibe Krishna Bhakti Anukul Matra Saraye Adhara Bhakti Anukul Matra Saraye Bhakti Anukul Matra Saraye Radhikara Bhakti Pratikul Bhava Vardhana Sikara Bhakti Pratikul Bhakti Pratikul Bhava Vardhana Sikara Sadhara Prarthatume Vinanda Kumara Sananga Charanagati Dante bhajan is written by Thakur Bhakti Vinod, who is the very senior acharya in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. He was living in Navadip, and he was actually the district magistrate of the Puri district, where he was managing the affairs of the whole district under the government of the British. This is about 150 years ago. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a very, very wonderful, sincere devotee, and he revived the whole movement of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I will read the translation of this bhajan for the benefit of those who did not understand the bhajan. I'm sure most of you understood. It's very simple Bengali, right? Out of compassion for the fallen jivas, Shri Krishna Chaitanya appeared in this world with all of his eternal associates and his eternal abode, wishing to bestow upon them that most rare gift of love for himself. He taught Sharanagati. Sharanagati is the process of taking shelter of the Lord. That is life of the devotees. So, the biggest goal in life, as some materialists think, is to earn the most money or have the biggest house and the most expensive car, is not actually true, because these are all material things. They cannot give you any spiritual satisfaction, and at the end of life of this particular body, they will all be left behind. So the devotees understand the highest goal of life is to develop love for God, because we are nothing but part and parcel of God. We're meant to serve God, and we have this relationship that has been broken since time immemorial, and we're not being able to recognize that we are actually the servants of God. So, in not recognizing that, we are serving our own senses and so many other material things to gain material satisfaction. We're all actually servants. We are either serving our boss at work, or we're serving our spouse or children at home, serving the car when we go out by taking care of the car, taking care of the dog, the cat, and whatnot. We're serving all these things. So our eternal position is servant, but we are servant of God. So we need to develop love for God, and that is the process of Sharanagati. Now, how do we do that? In the next paragraph, it explains 6 things to do, very clearly. 6 things to do to get on that process of Sharanagati. 1 is humility. Number 2 is self-surrender. 3rd is accepting Krishna as your protector. 4, the belief that Krishna will save you in all circumstances. 5, undertaking only activities conducive to developing the love for Krishna. And number 6 is rejecting everything which is detrimental to that end. These are 6 elements of taking shelter of. For the Kali Yuga, as we all understand that this is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, there is a very, very simple, straightforward, and easy process to get out of cycle of birth and death, to develop love of God, and to gain the highest goal that is available to a human being very, very simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Virtually every scripture is confirming this fact. Those of us who are not being able to accept that, it is very unfortunate that we cannot accept this chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures, and is a very, very simple, straightforward, and easy process to develop love of God. Actually, in every religion, the message is same. What is the message? Love God. Don't the Christians say that? Christians will say, the Mohammedans will say, and everybody else, same thing, love. Love for God. That is the message of every religion. The reason that is the message, same message in every religion, is because you would understand that we all love our children, and we all would like some reciprocation back from our children, to be loved back or appreciated. Same way is God. He is just like our parent, and He wants us to reciprocate with Him with that love. There are so many processes, and there are so many different teachings and preachers, but the only most authorized process is this process of Krishna consciousness, because it has been preached directly by the Supreme Personality of Godhead Himself in the Kali Yuga, and confirmed, because Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, none other than Lord Krishna, comes to establish this Sankirtan movement. So in the next paragraph it says this: the son of Nanda, Krishna, listens to the prayers of everyone who takes shelter of him in this six-fold process of surrender. So here is your guarantee. If you take shelter of Krishna with the Mother, with straw in my teeth, and take hold of them in all humility, crying, I call out, saying, I am most fallen, please teach me how to take shelter of Krishna, so that I can perfect my human life. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any question regarding this much before we go any further? Any questions? Yes, Siddharth? You have a question? No. Okay. So please chant behind me. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatari Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा So as we usually discuss the life and teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this program, today we're going to actually discuss Lord Nityananda. Lord Nityananda, as you can see, Lord Gaur Nitai has been established in this household of Mr. and Mrs. Das. In this household today, in this house has been converted into a temple. So every day they would need a little offering of a little bit of water, a fresh flower or fruit, whatever you can give. That's all. And they will stay here and bestow their mercy upon everybody who comes here and who lives here. So as you can see, there are two personalities there. There is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the right in yellow, and there is Lord Nityananda on the left in blue. Blue is the favorite color of Lord Nityananda. So those of you who are wearing blue today, I am wearing it in the honor of Lord Nityananda, and the others are also wearing in the honor of Lord Nityananda, although they probably didn't know. And those of you who are sitting on the blue chadar over here is also in the honor of Lord Nityananda. So today
And who are under the blue sky?
we are under the blue sky.
All are under the
So the first 32 years, the pastimes are not in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we're going to be speaking today out of a book called Bhakti Ratnakar. Has anybody heard of this book, Bhakti Ratnakar? No. It's originally in Bangla, but we have translations. And it's a wonderful book that explains the pastimes of so many associates of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, just as the demons, they come in pairs, like Ravan and Kumbhakaran, and Dantavakra and Shishupal, Jagai and Madai, they come as two brothers. Their lordships also come in the same way. Ram, Lakshman, Krishna, Balram, and Gaur Nitai. So Gaur is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who we always talk about in this program. We've been doing this for close to 2 years now. Those of you who have been coming know quite a bit about Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by now. But Lord Nityananda we have never discussed. So we're going to discuss Lord Nityananda today. Lord Nityananda, as you probably understand by now, is non-different than Lakshman in the Ramayana or Lord Balram in the Krishna Leela, or Mahabharata or Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam mainly describes the pastimes of Krishna, although there are other incarnations also described. So Lord Nityananda first, he appears as a brother of Lord Ram in the major Leela. Why do we call it a major Leela? How long was Lord Ram here for? How long did Lord Ram rule this world?
11,000.
Yes, she remembers. Thank you. 11,000 years most people don't know. Most people think maybe 100 years or so. But Lord Ram ruled this world with what we call in Hindi Ram Rajya. That is the rule of Lord Ram. It continued for 11,000 years. And when the first time Lord Ram came to this planet, he brought his first expansion named Sankarshan in the form of Lakshman with him. But so many times, what happened the next time when Krishna wanted to come to the planet Earth, and he wanted to bring Sankarshan again with him, which is a personality that represents Lakshman. This time he complained. He said, you took me last time as your younger brother, and I wasn't able to say anything, and you are so merciful upon the living entity, and you let people take advantage of you. So that is why this time, please, could I go with you as your older brother? And Krishna fulfills all desires. So Krishna fulfilled the desire of Sankarshan and said, okay, you can be my older brother this time. So Lord Balram ended up being about a year old. So when Ram and Lakshman came, there were some instances where Lakshman thought that this is not fair. Like in the childhood, when these four brothers, they used to have a competition. When the mangoes were ripe on the trees, they would stand so far away from the mango tree with their bow and arrow and shoot in the right place so the ripe mangoes cut off from the branch and fall down. And they had servants over there picking up and catching these mangoes. And they would bring those mangoes over and count who shot how many mangoes down. So this was their child's play, their little competition. So Bharat and Lord Ram were the main competition. And Shatrughan used to just try to make sure that Bharat wins. And of course, Lakshman used to try to make sure that Ram wins. So Shatrughan and Lakshman are doing their own efforts, endeavor to make their brother, their favorite brother, win. But as Lord Ram used to see that, Bharat is about to lose, without anybody looking, Lord Ram would go, take some of his own mangoes and put it in the Bharat side, just to make his younger brother Bharat win. But when Lakshman found out that this is what is happening, he said, no, this is not fair. So he used to complain about that. And when they grew up in the adulthood, and after the marriage of Lord Ram and all the brothers, they all got together. They got married together to four sisters. And Dashrath asked Lord Ram to go to the 14-year exile. Shri Lakshmanji was not very happy with it. He wanted to fight Dashrath. He wanted to fight the whole army of Dashrath and wanted to make sure that Lord Ram doesn't have to go to the exile. And when they went to the exile, Kevat was trying to get the mercy of serving the feet of Lord Ram. And Lakshman was very mad that this Kevat is trying to take advantage of the mercifulness of my Lord. So, although both these personalities are Supreme Personality of Godhead, but one is in the mood of serving the other. They're not different in terms of being the personality of Godhead. But still, one is in the mood of serving the other. No matter if he comes in as a younger brother or he comes in as an older brother, the personalities do not change. Also, when they went ahead into the jungle and Shabri was tasting the berries and then giving them to Lord Ram, that did not go very well with Lakshman. Lakshman was very mad. She is tasting the fruit and handing it to my Lord to eat her remnants. What does she think she is? Lakshman was very mad at her. So, because of so many reasons, Lakshman wanted to come in as older brother, and he came in as Balram, the older brother. And most of the time, Lord Krishna from the outside served his older brother in terms of asking what he would like to see before anything is done, when those two brothers were together all their childhood and everything. But still, at the time when Arjun kidnapped Subhadra, Balram wanted to go with the whole army and imprison Arjun and bring him back to the jail. Instead, Krishna said, you go with the army and bring Jamai Raj home, and we will have a big wedding. What is Jamai Raj? Son-in-law. Because our sister has now been kidnapped, and the soldiers are telling us that it was our sister who was actually riding the chariot, and he was sitting in the back. She was the one who had the lead. So, from Kshatriya Dharma, if a girl has been kidnapped, she is married anyways. So now, you want to honor your son-in-law, or you want to put your son-in-law in the prison? What do you want to do? So, Balram was held back. Oh God, Krishna, you're right. He is our Jamai Raj. Jamai Raj is a term openly used. Older brothers, although for them the person is not, in English language, is not son-in-law, it's brother-in-law, but for according to the Vedic culture, older brother is just like a father. So the term son-in-law for little sister's husband is okay. So this time, when in Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to come down and perform his pastimes, he asked Sankarshan again. So Sankarshan said, I want to be a much older brother to you this time. Because even when I am an older brother, you don't listen to me anyways. So this time I want to be a much older brother. So Lord Nityananda was actually 12 years older to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Nityananda appeared in a little village called Ekachakra Dham. Who here knows about Ekachakra Dham? Nobody from Bengal? Ekachakra Dham is close to Veerabhadrapur or Veerachandrapur. Anybody's heard of these names? No? Bardhaman area. It's in the Bardhaman area in Bardhaman area there is a district of Bilwur, and within that district there is this small village or area called the Ekachakra Nagari or Ekachakra Gram. It's only about 8 miles wide, and Veerbhadrapur and Veerachandrapur are within this Ekachakra area. These two villages come inside the area of Ekachakra Dham. So Ekachakra Dham, nobody's heard of Ekachakra Dham? This Ekachakra Dham is the same Ekachakra Dham from Mahabharata. Now anybody remembers? No? In Mahabharata, when the Pandavas were in the jungle, they came across this place called Ekachakra Dham. They actually went all the way up to West Bengal, going from UP into Bihar and what is now called Jharkhand, and then into West Bengal. Although West Bengal, this area Ekachakra is outside boundary of West Bengal, just about the boundary of West Bengal. So they came up to there, and there was a demon called Bakasura. Bakasura was a man-eating demon. This man-eating demon used to come into Ekachakra Dham, Ekachakra Nagari. This Ekachakra Nagari was known as a place of education, or like these days what we call a university city, the place where people go for education. So it was a nice dham, and very many learned people lived there. But this demon called Bakasura also came, and he was terrorizing the residents. And the residents have a protector. Who is the protector of the residents? The king. The local king is supposed to protect the residents. This Bakasura, the demon, had actually consumed the king, ate the king alive, and the king's family. So the people in the Ekachakra Dham were with no protection. They could not call 911. Nobody would answer. They didn't. So they had no protection, and they were forced to make this agreement with the demon that, look, please don't come into our city and just pick up random people and random animals and eat them up. You just stay out, and every month we will send you an offering. We will send you one person, one human being, with a bullock cart, some animals, and we will send you a big pot of mishti dahi and a huge barrel of sandesh. All these sweets and all this food, which for him was food. So we will send you all this once every month. You go in your cave and you just rest and sleep, and you don't have to worry about it. So what they did is they gave the responsibility of every household in the village to provide one person who would take all this to the this demon called Bakasura, and get, after feeding him, get eaten up. Because that was much better than him coming to the village at random and just picking people up and eating them up. So they made that arrangement. So when the Pandavas were there, they were living right outside the village. And they had another, they were disguised as Brahmanas. So they had befriended another Brahmana family inside the village. And this lady from that Brahmin family was really upset and crying one day. And Mother Kunti saw that this lady, who's a friend of ours, is really upset. So she asked what was happening. So the lady described, look, it's my family's turn. This weekend we have to send all this offering, all the mishti dahi, all the sandesh, all the rasgullas. And this person, and so many seasonal fruits, and so many things. But everything else is okay, because they didn't have any tax to pay to the king, so they were paying the tax to the demon. He was just like their king. But the king at least did not consume human beings. This demon consumes human beings. So this was a big problem. And this lady was very upset that I only have one son and he's gonna have to take the whole food to this demon, and my son is never coming back. So Mother Kunti said, you don't worry, you have one son, I have 5. So I will send one of my sons. The lady said, no, this is not possible at all. This is our problem. You are our guest. We cannot give this responsibility to you. No way. Don't even think about that. So Mother Kunti said, you don't understand my sons. I will send the big one. That is being. So after having a long discussion and Mother Kunti telling her that, look, you have a dharma that you cannot use the guest for doing anything for you, but we also have a dharma. Our dharma is that we have taken shelter of this village and we have to protect this village now. If we are residents here, then it is our duty to protect the other residents in the village that we live in. So don't worry, Bhima will take the offering. Bhima already for several days was not getting enough food to satisfy his appetite. But today there is a whole lot of food and he really liked the mishti dahi and the sandesh. So he said, okay, I will take the offering. So before he goes to wake the Bakasura, he quickly makes an offering to the Lord and starts gobbling up all the food that is supposed to go to Bakasura. And Bakasura wakes up and he sees, oh, there is this one man in the bullock cart and he's gobbling up all my food. There was hardly anything left. He got very mad. So he attacked Bhima. And Bhima, of course, defended himself. Bhima had the strength of 10,000 elephants. This demon was not really very much less, but he had a boon that he could not be killed by any other weapons or anybody's hands except his own 2 horns. This demon had 2 horns. So he went to attack Bhim with his 2 horns, and Bhim picked up those horns and turned them and broke them and gave them back to the demon in his little tummy, or maybe a big tummy. Do you think it was a small tummy or a big tummy? He ate a lot of food. I'm talking to you, Vrindavani, or Vaishnavi. Big. So this demon was killed, and since the Pandavas were hiding they did not want to be found, and they knew the villagers are actually looking for protection. So now they're going to say, okay, we don't have a king and we don't have that demon to worry about, but we still need protection. Why don't you become our king? So the Pandavas left overnight because they didn't want to be found, and if they became the king there, then it would be easy to find them. So later on in the astrology, it was found that in this Ekachakra Gram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was going to take birth. And Lord Nityananda took birth in that Ekachakra Gram in the year 1474, according to the Christian calendars, which is very close to the time when Christopher Columbus was actually born. In India, the Vedic knowledge was so established that they had astrology and they were able to predict the events that were coming in thousands of years. Very, very precise astrology they had developed, and on top of so many other things. Whereas in the Western world, this Christopher Columbus is still trying to find out, is this earth flat or round? Because until that time, in the Western world, or which we call the first world or a civilized world, they thought that if you go far enough into the ocean, you're going to fall off. So Christopher Columbus, is that right? You heard about Christopher Columbus? Christopher Columbus actually went to confirm if this world was flat or round. So if you go from this side, if you keep going, would you come back? Or you're going to fall off? So that is a little comparison of what the science or the civilized world or Western world or so-called non-mythological world, their knowledge compared to the Vedic knowledge. It was very, very developed, long time ago. So the birth of Lord Nityananda was predicted in that town, and the Lord was born in the home of Hadai Pandit. Hadai Pandit was the name of his father, and his mother was Padmavati. Padmavati was actually the daughter of the then king, because Hadai Pandit was so well-known scholar that the king thought it was an honor to give his daughter in marriage to this Hadai Pandit. So Lord Nityananda was born, and he had his childhood pastimes. As you hear childhood pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, I had told several times before. Most of you have heard. And you know and have heard of childhood pastimes of Lord Ram and also Lord Krishna. Very, very famous childhood pastimes. But the childhood pastimes of Lord Nityananda are very, very special. What Lord Nityananda did was he used to organize the children into doing these plays, the dramas. And all week he would have them practice. He would direct the play, he would produce, he would write the script, he would arrange for all the outfits and everything, and he would make the children practice for the play. And when the night, full moon night came, on that night the villagers all used to get together in the evening and engage in some kind of Vedic entertainment. to take advantage of the full moon, that you have so much light at night. So at that time, on Purnamashi night, the full moon night, Lord Nityananda would put on the play for all the villagers. And he used to keep them entertained, as well as he used to give them this Vedic knowledge, the pastimes. So there were many learned scholars, and they knew of so many pastimes of Krishna and the other incarnations of Lord Vishnu. But they did not know them in such a great detail that this little boy, Nityananda, was just 6, 7, 8 years old, who's directing. He used to put on these plays with so much detail and so much rasa that the grown-ups did not know. So they used to always wonder, where do you get all this information? You're not even going to school yet. You haven't read all these scriptures. And you know more than what is there. So guess what Lord Nityananda would give them in reply? Anybody can guess? Guess? Lord Nityananda would say, these are my pastimes. I don't have to read them. All these leelas are my leela. I don't have to read the scriptures. They are my leelas. And the villagers will all just laugh at him, because they could not comprehend that here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself actually directing all these plays and putting on all this show. So one time, Lord Nityananda organized this play from the Yuddhakan of Ramayana. When Meghnad shot a Varchi, this divine weapon, at Lakshman, and he was playing the role of Lakshman. And he had organized that, okay, you are Hanuman, you're going to go across to the Himalayas, and you're going to bring the herbs, and you're going to give those herbs to me, and I'm going to come back in consciousness. All this was all organized. So when the time came, and this is just practice sessions, time came, and during the day, the adults are working out at their fields or farms or whatever, looking after their cows. Are doing this play, and the time came that he was unconscious. He played such a role of being unconscious that he actually stopped his heartbeat. He was completely externally dead. And the children were trying to wake him up and shake him, do something so he comes back to life, but Lord Nityananda will not come back to life. The children were scared. They went back to the village and got their parents, look, something happened to Nitai. He is not waking up, he is not gaining consciousness. So the villagers came and they saw the same thing. And then they started calling the doctors. The doctor came, the Vedji came and looked at his nadi, and there is no movement, there is no sign of any pulse in his body. Then one of the children remembers, oh, he said to bring those herbs, and then he's going to gain consciousness. And the other grown-ups, the adults, they laughed at this boy, that here is a boy who's dead, and he's talking about the play. But they did not have anything else that they could do, so they listened to the little boy, and one of the Hanuman who was playing the role of Hanuman actually went and brought all those herbs and gave them to Lord Nityananda, and he opened up his eyes and he smiled. And he said, "Thank you for bringing these herbs." So because he is Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, he can survive without a pulse. We cannot survive without a pulse. We cannot survive without a heartbeat. For one heartbeat, we cannot. But the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he doesn't need a heartbeat to survive. All these conditions are for us, they're not for him. So as Lord Nityananda grew up, he became about 12 years old. The time came of the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Mayapur in Navadvip Dham. And at the same time, it was time for Lord Nityananda to leave home and go on a pilgrimage. So the pastime was arranged in a way that this visiting sannyasi, his name was Lakshmipati. Sannyasi called Lakshmipati. He came to Ekachakra Dham. And he was very learned, very scholar. And so was Hadai Pandit, the father of Lord Nityananda. So both of them became friends very quickly. Like आजकल के जमाने में दो शराबी अगर मिल जाएं तो कितनी जल्दी आपस में एक दूसरे में फ्रेंडशिप हो जाती है ना? If the two alcoholic people meet, they fall in a friendship very quickly, right? They have something in common. So similarly, Lakshmipati and Hadai Pandit, they were also alcoholic of the Lord's nectar. They were addicted not to alcohol, but the nectar of the Lord's pastimes. So when they got together all night, they did not sleep. They just discussed the pastimes of the Lord with each other and struck a very good friendship. So in a few days, when Lakshmipati wanted to leave, Hadai Pandit was feeling very, very indebted that this person came and I was able to actually talk to somebody who is so scholarly. And I was able to hear him and I was able to get his association. It's so nice he did for me. So he said, "Okay, you are leaving now. You are a traveling sannyasi. I am a household grahastha. I am living here. So it is my duty. But instead of me giving you any donation I want, you please ask me. And whatever you want, whatever you ask me, if I have it, consider it done. I will give you." Lakshmipati said, "I am a traveling sannyasi. I don't really need anything. Except I am getting old and frail. And I have taken this vow to go see all the pilgrimage places in India. And I am all alone. So, if you want to give me something, you send your brother with me, your son with me, to help me with my pilgrimage, and then I will bring him back to you. Let me borrow your son for an indefinite period of time." But this Hadai Pandit was not ready for it. He really, really loved his son. Because the personality of Lord Nityananda, he is the most attractive in the whole world. The whole village actually completely was in love with him. There are so many instances we see in a community, in a neighborhood. There is one child and the whole neighborhood loves him. This is a special child that the whole neighborhood or the whole community has a special love for him. Now, this is just the regular people we're talking about. Here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How attractive would be his childhood? So, undoubtedly, the whole village was completely in love with this little personality who used to arrange such beautiful plays and entertain everyone, and was so knowledgeable and was so attractive, was so beautiful. He was the charm of the whole village. So Hadai Pandit was not able to give the permission to give his son. So Hadai Pandit didn't know how to say no. So he said, well, I have to ask his mother.